Hi, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about how to deal with cravings, how you actually build a toolbox of methods to deal with those early feelings in sobriety when you have a craving that comes on and it feels potentially, that you want to go and get a drink. I've talked about in the past, I've talked about the first few days when you actually stop drinking. So for instance, when you're actually withdrawing, and that's actually quite a different scenario because obviously then you're actually suffering from serious withdrawals. You're in a lot of pain, physical pain. You're probably feeling sick. You're feeling out just kind of not yourself. So this is different. I want to talk about actually dealing with cravings. So I think I've actually covered that in a couple of earlier videos about the actual initial first few days and how long it takes to actually start feeling better. So today I just wanted to give you a toolkit with a few tools in it to basically just cope with those like cravings and the feelings that you're desperate for a drink and how you're going to get through them, because obviously in the first week, after the first week, and coming up to a few months, you are going to get cravings quite regularly. And this is something that you need to deal with, and you need to learn how to deal with properly. So anyway, I just wanted to introduce myself because I never seem to do this at the beginning of videos. So my name's Diane, and I've been sober 17, I was going to say 17 years, but it's going to be 18 years in 2 days on Friday. So yeah, I've been here a long time, and I've it's been a rocky road at times mentally. The actual drinking, once I'd actually stopped drinking, wasn't so bad, but it's a journey of life, because we're living in real life now. Anyway, what I've also done, what I need to keep remembering to do in my beginning of my videos, is to explain that I've got a community. I created a community on the school platform, SKOOL, and it's basically called Nine Life Sobriety, and it's for anybody who is trying to stop drinking, anyone who's in early sobriety, and for those maybe that have been in sobriety, sober for quite a while, and want to have a community that they can kind of share, and like myself, help some of the new people who are early in sobriety. And it's a free community, so I'm not asking for any money. It's there's a link in the bottom of the video, in the description, all about it. So if you want to have a look at that, and if you need any help, as I said, just join it. It's free. You can watch, you can lurk in there. You don't actually have to do anything. You don't have to share. You don't have to. I mean, my idea is for anybody in early sobriety, what I believe in is to go to AA or get into rehab. And I know for some people it's a big no, so I'm not going to push it, but kind of, you've got to do this or you've got to do that, because I believe everybody's journey to sobriety is their own, and no one method will work for everyone. It just doesn't. And I tried AA for a good year before I really wanted to stay there, and I got sober. So it's not for everyone. But yeah, anyway, that's my sobriety community, and it's in the description below. So I want to talk about the reality of cravings. So after, obviously, as I've just said, the initial withdrawals, you're going to have a different kind of cravings. That's where your body is basically depleted of alcohol, and you're absolutely craving it, and you're really ill with it, and you're getting some severe symptoms with it as well. And I've also mentioned the importance that if you have been drinking an awful lot, then maybe get some medical help, and maybe get some professional help, in case you do have severe withdrawals. You can have fits, you can have some pretty rough, pretty rotten experiences in early withdrawal. But unless you've been drinking an awful lot, then just don't worry too much. You should just feel bloody awful, and you should feel for the first few days up to about a week, you should be feeling rough. So I'm not going to discuss that bit today. I just want to focus on, like I said, the reality of cravings. So obviously in early sobriety, the first few weeks, first few months, you've been used to drinking a lot, and there's going to be loads and loads of triggers. For starters, be careful about where you go and what places that you visit. Try and keep away from those old drinking haunts. Try and keep away from places, like I've said before, and I think in the last video, try and maybe say no to certain family events, or if if you can avoid doing anything that where there might be alcohol around, just don't put yourself in that situation. So in the first place, so that's probably number one. Number two is remember the HALT method. You know, the hungry, angry, lonely, and tired. If you're obviously if you're hungry, you can feel that you've got a craving of some sort, and it could just be for food. So make sure if you ever get hungry, you get some food. Angry, if you're angry, just be wary. It's so easy to say, sod this, you know, I'm just gonna have a drink, I'm so pissed off, I'm angry. So just be wary of being angry and kind of remove yourself from that situation if you can. Lonely, I would say that's another one. It can be all that, oh, I'm so lonely, you know, I feel so bad, I've got no friends, and all my friends are out drinking, why do I have to like be careful, you know? So maybe just ring a friend, ring if you are in AA, maybe ring a sponsor, ring maybe family, because I'm sure if you've got family and you were drinking and you've stopped drinking now, your family gonna, you know, they're really gonna want to hear from you a lot more, honestly, and they will be behind you, whatever you think they will be, because it's difficult, you know, with they maybe they've been trying just to help you, and until you want to get help, then you're going to be brushing them off, you're going to be pushing them away, and you know they still love you, even though you've thrown it back in their face, you know, they still love you. So ring a family, ring the family, ring friends. Maybe if you've got a dog or if you've got a pet, you know, spend some time with them, go for a walk. um you know, that's that sort of thing. So there's plenty of different little methods you can use with loneliness. That's the last one. If you're tired, if you can get some sleep, when you're tired, you're generally weaker, and the likelihood is that, you know, if you are tired, because you are going to get more tired, you're going to get all sorts of strange feelings in early sobriety. So if you're tired, just try and get some sleep. Take more rests. I know if you've gone through the withdrawal and maybe you took time off work, if you can, you know, obviously you've gone back to work, but tiredness, you are going to feel more tired often. So just if you can, rest up more, and don't feel guilty for resting. You know, I know we can beat ourselves up if we're not, you know, if we're not doing what we think we should be doing. So maybe go easy on yourself. Do you know what I mean? So if you are tired, just get as much rest as you possibly can. Another method is the 20-minute, give yourself a 20-minute break. If you're getting a craving, maybe put a timer on and maybe give it 20 minutes and see how you feel after that. I know that's like quite a common one people talk about, but also be wary, because I remember this is one of the things that I found difficult with the 20-minute rule. Basically, you say, okay, I'm going to give myself 20 minutes. So you're literally you're waiting for that 20 minutes to be up. You're almost white knuckling it, and it's almost to say, well, yeah, I've done my 20 minutes and I still want to drink, so you know I can drink. But no, try and not focus during that 20 minutes. Try and put that clock on, or just try it if you can. Just take a note of the time and maybe wander off and do something else and get on with your day. Just go, and before you realize, maybe that 20 minutes has gone past and you've actually not thought about alcohol again. But don't do the focus on 20 minutes and you're staring at the clock watching the minutes go by and white knuckling it, because that was what I was more like. I was like, okay, I will give myself 20 minutes, and I can guarantee that after the 20 minutes, because I'd spent the whole time thinking about it, and I still wanted to drink after the 20 minutes. Okay, so just be wary of that, because everyone says give it 20 minutes, you know, and if you're still going to be focused on drinking and still going to be focused on thinking about it, then you are still going to want to drink. So try and not just focus on the 20 minutes. Okay. So yeah, they're the two basic simple ones. Change your environment. Obviously change your environment. So if, say, you're just sitting in bed and you get a craving, maybe just get up and go for a little walk, or just move into a different room, or put the TV on, or just do something else, go and make a coffee. And it is a kind of way, I know, of distracting yourself. And yeah, but it works. Honestly, it can work. And if you're going to believe it's not going to work, then it's not worth even trying any of these. But if you believe that it can work, it will work. Okay, so just maybe just remove yourself from wherever you are now if you're getting that craving, and just go somewhere else and see what happens. Okay. And there's another technique that I've never tried, but I read this somewhere, the ice cube technique. Now, if you've got an ice cube, put it on your neck, because apparently it resets your nervous system. So, you know, feeling that cold, it's like a bit of mindfulness. So maybe try that. Just get an ice cube. I've not tried it, I have to say, but it can totally reset your nervous system. I might try actually because I'm really anxious at the moment. I really am suffering a bit of anxiety because my dog's not well. So yesterday I just spent the most of the day like I felt as though I was shaking, and I'm thinking I should have tried it then, to be honest, because maybe it would have helped. But anyway, that's one method that I haven't tried, but I've read a few times that it's a good method. Maybe I should just maybe listen to myself a little bit more. Anyway, building a toolkit. Okay, number one, stay hydrated and stay nourished. So drink plenty of water. I particularly like fizzy water. I know some people can't stand it, but fizzy water, for me, I love fizzy water. And if it gets boring, get some of the vitamin C's and the vitamin D's, the effervescence that you can put in them and in it. And you can also put in, if you feel dehydrated, you can get some of those rehydration tablets like SAS Sports do them. And to be honest, I have a lot of them anyway because I always feel as though I'm dehydrated. I don't know why, but I think I know. I go to the toilet a lot. A lot goes through me. So maybe I'm drinking too much water. I don't know, but I drink. Yeah, I have a lot of the rehydration tablets. So you can kind of boost it up a little bit, a plain water if you want. But even just a little bit, get a lemon and squeeze some lemon juice into water, which is good for you as well. So vitamin C plus water and fresh lemon is really good for you. So make sure you're hydrated and make sure you're eating, eat a varied diet, get plenty of protein in you because that will make you feel nourished. And also be wary of sugar, sugar. If you eat a lot of kind of sugary foods, your blood sugar will be up and down, and that can make you crave alcohol, because remember there's a lot of sugar in alcohol, so be wary of that. So if you can avoid sugar, but just try and keep your levels, eat good protein, eat food with good protein, generally a good balanced diet will help. I think when I was in rehab, we were stuffed. We had really good food, 3 meals a day, and there were 3-course meals. Honestly, I came out there an extra stone heavier. I wasn't bothered, honestly, because it all sorted itself out, because obviously I wasn't drinking after that, so those calories gone anyway. But yeah, I did put on weight because you just eating such good food. So I think that was also a really good method for helping people to, with the withdrawals as well. So eating a good regular meals, 3 times a day, keeping topped up, maybe a snack every so often. Sugar, sometimes a sugary snack even. I know I say try and watch your sugar intake because, you don't want to get your insulin up and down, but maybe just a Mars bar sometimes can help. Especially if it's between meals and you are feeling a little bit jittery, or you're feeling a little bit anxious, or you can feel that your blood sugar's low, it's not going to harm you, and it's better than alcohol. So keep plenty hydrated and nourished. Find some go-to activities, find some things that you enjoy doing. Maybe you didn't, I still had hobbies when I was drinking, but I didn't actually engage in them apart from looking after my horse, obviously walking my dogs, and looking after my children as best I could. But maybe go back to when you were younger. Maybe you had some hobbies then that you used to do. Go back to thinking about what you used to really enjoy, what you used to love before you started drinking, and maybe revisit those. I think I said, in my last video, that I've been going go-karting with my son and his girlfriend, and I've got a craving at the moment to go rock climbing. So, maybe, like, I haven't got my horses now, but, maybe find some activities that you could join locally, like even joining a gym, or joining a local class of some sort. Whatever you're interested in, just try it. Maybe colouring, maybe knitting, for men. There's loads. The gym's a big one. Running. But again, please don't take this too seriously. I keep saying in my videos about people who are just trying to stop drinking, and they will suddenly decide, they think that, oh, they want to get fit, they want to get ripped, they want to look amazing. No, you can't do all that until you put the drink down for a while. So forget the super super fit, running a marathon, all that shite. Just focus on just maybe starting something that you enjoy, that is going to help you physically a little bit, that maybe gives you a little bit of a buzz, a little bit of exercise does. It really helps to clear, any toxins you've got in your body, and will make you feel better. So just find some activities that, that are for you, something that you enjoy. Practice deep breathing. This is something I don't do enough of. I go through phases. In the past, I've done meditation, I've done deep breathing, but I don't keep it up. But honestly, practice deep breathing. Maybe breathe in for like a count of 4, hold for a count of 7, and let out for a count of 8. And you'll be surprised how it does help. Honestly, deep breathing really does help, and it helps to stabilize your kind of your again your nervous system. Um, and it just ensures you get extra oxygen into your lungs, and it will just make you feel better altogether. So deep breathing exercises, maybe a little bit of yoga if you can manage yoga, all that will be helpful. Anything you can do along those lines. And lastly, well, actually, there's another method I was going to suggest. The urge surfing method. This is more mindfulness method, and I know a lot of you really, probably are. I know I wasn't when I started in early sobriety. Mindfulness didn't mean anything to me much, but let the sit with that feeling. Feel the craving, and let it go through you. Just ride it like you were riding a wave. Just let that feeling just go through you and watch it. Just watch the feeling and let it go, and see how long it takes. And then when it comes again, do it again. And then if you're still craving after that, go back to one of the other methods. Get out the door, or change position. Go somewhere else. Make yourself a coffee, something like that. Um, and create and at the end of the day, create your own journal and write all these down and try them all out and see what works for you, and see how fast these cravings go. So one method might work, one method might not. See how they work for you. So just keep a little journal so that you can, and maybe write these tools down in the journal, and then when you get a craving, go back to it and open it up, and make a few notes and just see how it goes. But you know the cravings are natural. They are. We all have them. I mean, I don't have them now. I don't ever crave alcohol now, ever. And I'm not trying to boast about that. I'm really not. It's just that it's just not part of my life, and I can't ever see it. It's never going to be, because I don't. I just can't imagine ever picking up a drink. It's just poison to me. But in early days of sobriety, I remember that first year, I was so petrified of picking up a drink. And if I did have a craving, I really panicked. And I basically did what everybody, told me in those early days. And I was lucky, because I did go to AA. Like I said, I went to AA every single day. So I was always in contact with somebody. And if I felt off, I could phone somebody. And I did, because I didn't want to drink. But you see, I got to that point where I didn't want to drink anymore. And although obviously I still felt, I was an alcoholic, so I felt, that I had to be vigilant. I had to be extra careful, because I really didn't want to drink. And I think that for me, maybe I was just really lucky that I got to that point. And I pray that, all of you who are trying, you do feel like that one day, because that really helped for me. I think just getting to that situation where I knew I didn't want to drink, because I knew that it wouldn't work for me. And somebody commented on something in one of my videos. I think it was yesterday, and they said something about, I can't remember, this is some method about how when you stop drinking and then you start again, and then you stop and you start again, each time it seems to get worse, and each time it's more painful. And I think with me, that last time was so painful that I just literally did never want to drink again. Honestly, I literally did cry out and begged, for help. And after when I was sober, after being in rehab, once it stopped, I would do anything not to start, absolutely anything. So yeah, I'm not going to waffle on, because I didn't want this to be a long video, and I've got to go to work, and I've still got a cold, and I feel shit, and I look shit, and I'm worried about my dogs. I'm in a right state, aren't I? And he's here looking at me with his sad little face, because he knows I'm going to work, and I'm half tempted to take him with me, but I think he'd be better off staying at home. But anyway, I'm waffling, so I'm going to cut it off here. But as I said, I got a school community. It's in the link down below, so if you want to click on that, and it's free to join, it's free to be a member of, it's free altogether. I'm not selling anything. And as I said, you can engage as much or as little as you like. You do not have to do anything. You can just lurk and just read the posts. There's some information in the classrooms. I've got free courses on there. It's all free. As I said, it's just a place for people to, in early sobriety, or those who are struggling, even who aren't sober yet, to just come out, hang out, and chat to others if you want to. And if you want to chat with me, DM me in there, and yeah, I will do what I can to help you. So okay, I will leave it here, and I shall see you soon. Okay, take care, lots of love, and keep trying.